Bringing you the voice and vision of custom culture and lifestyle, as seen through the eyes of this South Texas duo. Welcome to the Custom Couple. All right, folks, welcome to the Custom Couple, and we've got one of our favorites back on the line with us. What is going on, Miss Kate?
Hey guys, good. How are y'all doing?
We're doing pretty good. We're happy to see you, happy to have you again, and let everyone know the news about your upcoming debut of your She's Been Everywhere Man.
Yes, thank you guys for having me. I'm so appreciative to be able to spread the word this way about the show. So,
absolutely. So, where will you be debuting your artwork at?
Yes. So, for those that don't know me or haven't heard, I'm Kate Cook with Asphalt Canvas Custom Art, and we're located in Central Texas, and I've been working on a series of like 10 automotive enamel paintings on canvas, and so this coming April is the show where all of those will be released for the first time into the public eye, and I'm super excited. But we're going to be doing the show itself as a vendor at the Lone Star Roundup. And that is going to be April 22nd and 23rd in Austin, Texas at the Travis County Expo.
Very nice. And You've been working on it for what, about 3-4 months or longer than that, I believe?
Oh my goodness. I wish it was that long or that short of a time frame. So it's actually like, when I look back on it, it's like kind of embarrassing as how long it's actually taken me to get this series done. But I'm also working full time as a commission artist, so I've been balancing like working on my own projects versus working on the series itself. And so it's actually been about 2 years in the making. I started it when we lived somewhere else, and then life kind of got it, like I announced it, and then we ended up having an unexpected job change in our family, and so we had to move unexpectedly. And then of course COVID was in that mix of stuff, so it was actually supposed to come out before that, and I just felt like it wasn't the right time for it, and it gave me some more time to work on like the behind the scenes stuff anyway, all the kind of downtime that I had during that nightmare of a year for everybody. And so it's been a long process, but I think. And there's been a lot of new stuff like that I've had to learn through it. Not just like obviously the artwork I quote unquote knew how to do, but like all of the online like website building and video making and all that stuff. It's good that it took me as long as it did, because I got to learn how to do all the behind the scenes stuff, so I can do it again very easily.
Once you get your feet wet, then you're good to go. You just got to test the waters a little bit.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
On top of that, the last time that her and her husband were on, they announced to the world on our show that they were going to be having a little one. So she's doing all of this in the midst of also harboring a little fugitive coming along here pretty soon.
Absolutely, yes. So that was like part of, it's so weird how we focus on, I'm so bad at focusing on all the bad stuff, that has happened during this. And but yeah, that's definitely one of the good things that have happened. Now, mind you, when I first found out, I was like, oh my gosh, how is this going to, like, I had just announced like the second time the date that the show was going to happen. And I was like, how is this going to all work together? And like, it does, it always does somehow, some way. So yeah, we're excited. He's going to be due, he'll be our first baby, and he'll be due in June. So June 18th is the day.
Aww. And do you have a name already?
Yeah, so his name's going to be Orin, Orin. It was my great grandfather's name. Orin Blake Cook is going to be his name. So we've already kind of started on his little nursery, and honestly, like the art show, this art show coming up is what I've been focusing on, my husband too, and so that's in April, and then we have like May and then June, and then so he'll be here in June. So I'm like, we're going to get through this art show, and then I've got all the like online stuff scheduled in advance for when he comes in June, so that we can be fully focused with him and just enjoy him here in the world. So
That is so awesome. You're saying that June 18th is the expected due date. June 18th
Yes.
is actually my great-grandmother's birthday. So I will throw
Really?
my name into the baby pool for this one. If he is born on June 18th, everybody that listens to this show will need to write in to me and let me know, and I will send out custom couple stickers to everybody in the mail.
Oh my gosh, I freaking love that. That's so good. That is so good. Well, yeah, we'll have to keep y'all updated on that one.
Oh, yes.
That is so awesome. Now, did you run into any problems with the things that are going on at Roundup this year? Because I know like everything just kind of hit everybody last minute. They just, we're only less than a month away from Roundup, and they announced like, okay, now there's a flyer for it, and now everything is happening, and now, yeah, we've seen where several people are like, well, I can't even show up now, and I can't even do it that weekend, and it's just been a nightmare for a few people. So did you run into any of that?
Well, I can't say too much about it because it's actually, the Lone Star Roundup is actually like the fourth place that I had scheduled to have this art show, or it's the third place. And so I had these big plans 3 different times with 3 different places, and just things out of my control kind of came together, and they all just fell kind of through the cracks. And so with Orin coming in June, I was like, well, the Lone Star Roundup, if that's going to be taking place, because I was like, y'all, I wasn't even sure if it was going to be taking place. I was like, this is going to be my only shot here to get these paintings out into the world before my son comes into the world. And so, so when I first contacted them, one of our friends, she had told me that she had heard a rumor that everything was going to be outside, and of course I was like a little bit bummed about that because I was hoping to be, as an artist, it's so much easier and convenient to have like your booth inside.
Yeah.
Because of, like wind and weather problems. But I mean, I've done outside shows for a while, so I just was like, okay, if it's all going to be outside, then we're going to be outside with everyone else and we'll make it work. And we're just praying that Texas weather stays slightly predictable and hopefully somewhat sunny during that weekend. So, but yeah, I'm glad that they finally announced like the advertising online and stuff. So it was something that I could share. And it seems to, I was pretty hesitant at first because I was like, man, I don't want it to be canceled again after I announced this time for this show. And to schedule again. So it has been like literally come hell or high water. Like most of my newsletters that are announcing this are going to say like like hell or high water, these paintings are going to come out into the world. So
somebody is going to see them, dang it. Somebody.
Yeah, well, exactly. And the other part about the show itself is that, so in March of 2020, right before COVID, I had invested in this entire brand new like vendor display setup that has like my logo branded all over the tent. And then I had this amazing woodworker help me build. He built this like CNC table with like, it's basically a custom counter with my logo in it. And I bought all these like fancy art walls and stuff that you see at vendor shows. And like all of that has been in plastic since March of 2020 because I haven't had any shows since then. And the ones that I signed up for all got canceled, some twice. some of them got canceled multiple times. And so not only will I be having like all of the paintings, I'll also be able to kind of figure all that display out too. So it's going to be an event to like try and figure all that out all at one time. So I'm looking forward to it though.
No, I think it's going to be great this year. People, now that the show has been announced, like we're seeing people from all over the United States that are registering their cars, and it's getting popped up every day that new cars are getting registered to the show, and they're promoting it real heavy now.
Our new friend Vic from California, he'll be down with his car that won at Grand National Roadster Grand
National Roadster Show.
Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he'll be down there, and he let us know, and he's like, hey, are y'all going to be there? I'm like, no, we're not.
I know, I hate that. It's like another time we're going to be like ships in the night and not missing each other again. I'm like, dang it.
Yes, I know. We're just like, we're right there.
But y'all have good reason though. So, but I did want to say, Trent is coming down with Speed and Culture magazine, but he's coming down to kind of film and photograph the show, the She's Been Everywhere Man art show. And then, of course, all of the photos I used for the paintings were his, most of all of them anyway. And so I'm excited for him to see all the paintings in real life because, of course, we've just been texting back and forth. And so he'll be there at least to take some pictures. I think he has some other stuff set up in Austin as well, as far as his own client work to hit up after the show as well. So I'm excited to see him and show him all the paintings in person.
I know he's like halfway a decent photographer.
Don't be mean.
Oh man, let me just say, like working, like so I used his photographs. I used Mike Mossy's photographs. His work has also been featured in Speed and Culture magazine, and then I used a couple of Lucky Devil pinups, Adam's pictures as well, and using like. For my whole career, I've always said like using clear photographs is kind of like a must. And I even say, like, I think in my fact page, like if the photograph isn't clear, there's going to be an upcharge because it is like a pain in the butt to paint from a blurry picture. But for this series, I was like so selective, and the guys that I chose to like actually use their photographs and paint from, it was like so like dreamy to paint from like these crystal clear photographs that I could like zoom in on my laptop to be like twice the size to see all the reflections, and they were, I mean, they're just gorgeous photographs anyway, but just see like the clarity of them, it's just I think that really makes for a really good painting because you can really get those like small details in there. So
No, absolutely. Trent's an amazing photographer. I always like to kid with him, though, because he also makes a lot of trips down here to Texas that we don't get to see him. Like
he's going to be, he's going to be here this weekend, actually. And we're like, we're going to have to figure something out. We're just going to have to crash his site or something and be like, hey,
yes,
we're here.
Yeah, exactly. So, I should say, while we're talking about this, at the show, since we're talking about Speed and Culture, we're going to have a giveaway at my booth. So anyone that is planning to attend, it's $15 to enter the show at the gate. And then, like I said, my tent will be outside. Kids, I think 12 and under are free. But at the booth, we'll have like a giveaway with like Speed and Culture merch, and then Alpha 6 enamel paints. They're part of the giveaway as well. And so I'll be announcing that through my newsletter when it comes time closer to the 22nd of April. But if you're at the show, be sure to swing by and you can sign up for that giveaway. It's going to be free, but it's obviously in correlation with the She's Been Everywhere Man show and all the paintings. So
very
nice.
Cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I'm super appreciative of Speed and Culture and Alpha 6 because they've sponsored the work throughout the whole time. And when I reached out to Alpha 6, I was like, hey, do you guys want to put any merch into this giveaway? And I thought they were just going to do like a bottle of paint. And they sent me like this huge box of like brand new brushes and a brush case and all this stuff just for this giveaway. People are like the salt of the earth. They are just a great company. I'm so glad to be able to work with them. So that'll all go in the giveaway.
That is very cool. That's always cool when you get like companies involved that like actually do, big things. Like there's a lot of excuses that people can give out, but like getting involved with giveaways is one of my favorite things to do. Like, even if we have like extra stickers or a hat or a shirt or something, I love to throw that into giveaways for things because, people really dig that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what this part of this series has been so fun because, like, of course it was my initial idea, but when I thought about it, I didn't even think about like collaborating with anybody else. But because there's so many elements in each painting, like I've gotten to meet like car owners, the people that actually own these cars or built these cars that I've painted into these paintings, and then I've gotten to meet like pinup models and like different photographers. The paint company, all these different people have come in and been like super welcoming and willing for like the models. I was always making sure like, are you okay if I like paint you into this? Like, I know it's a weird thing for some people to be painted. So they were all like totally on board and excited. And so it's been so fun. Like there's been a lot of different collaborations and I hope to continue that into the next like grouping of work that I'm
That's funny. I just imagine her like having one of the models come in and say, paint me like one of your French girls.
Yes. So true.
How's Morgan doing? How's the husband doing these days?
Oh, he's great. He's great. We're getting ready so that the weekend after the art show, we're going to be taking our 64 Dodge Polara on the Hot Rod Tour of Texas. And so we are kind of like gearing up for that. We just like purchased our hotel rooms. It's like a 4-day long or 3-day long event. And so, and it's free as well. I think there's like a $5 or $10 fee for it. But anyways, we're super excited because like we could really use a vacation of some sort.
Try and get it in while you can.
Yeah, like, there's that thing called like a baby moon, and I'm like, well, we're broke, and we're not taking any sort of massive vacation, and so we're going to road trip the Polara, and I'm so looking forward to it because we've both been working super, super hard. So
yeah, I know. Bobby Sparkman's been like really excited about this, and every time we've seen him at the last few car shows that we've showed up to, like he's just talking it up. Mm-hmm. Like we need to get him on the show, but I know he's been super busy with a lot of it. Mm-hmm. He's been promoting it on a few different podcasts. He's been a guest speaker. So what we'll probably do is get him scheduled after the tour.
That's a great idea.
And then have him do the follow up with us and tell us how it all went. So we're excited to see it happen.
Yeah, this will be our first time doing the tour, and honestly, we're just like excited to get out on the road and like do a road trip. It's going to be like a bonus that it'll be with all these other cool cars and awesome people. So I think that's a really good idea though, because to have like the follow up interview with him, because I think that will help it continue on like to be an annual thing in the coming years. People will understand like more of how it goes down. There's a lot of information out there about it, but it's just nice to have that follow-up. I did like a little in an ink watercolor thing, like a little map, because I was getting so confused because we're stopping at like different, we're stopping at the Shiner Brewery, which I'm so bummed because I won't be able to partake in that, but we're stopping at the Shiner Brewery, and then the Stars and Stripes Drive-In, and we're going to see American Graffiti at the Drive-In, which I mean is like the best dream come true ever for me because I love that movie. Like our dog is named Milner for that reason, and so I'm excited for that. And but I was just getting overwhelmed with like all the information, and so I made this little map for them, and I sent it over. And I thought he was just going to post it on Facebook, and he's like, "Oh, we gotta make a merch out of this and all this and that." And I was like, "What? No, this is like this tiny little like scribble that I did. I mean, it could be cool, but it needs a lot of work." But they loved it, so I guess there's going to be some sort of merch with that on there. I haven't seen anything yet, but I'm excited.
That would be so cool. Have the little scribbled map on a bunch of shop rags or something
rags, yeah.
That would be really cool to throw in each of the cars.
Yep.
So if you get lost, here's your map.
See, look, we're already giving ideas.
See, giveaways. What were we just talking about? Man, that is so cool. I love that idea. I love the shop rag idea. That's super useful. For our wedding, we did. I still love screen printing, but I don't screen print anymore because it's like a whole thing that you have to have a studio for and everything. But I screen printed like 250 shop rags with our wedding monogram on it for our wedding as like wedding gifts, because like pretty much everybody that came to our wedding owned a cool car and they brought it, so it was really fun. I think some of the guys hung them up in their shop, but they were all screen printed by hand, and it was fun. I like carved the block out and then did it, and so it was fun. But I love that shop rag idea. It's useful,
right? I think that would be a great idea.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what's on the agenda?
What else do you have? So once your son is here, are y'all planning to do any more events this year? Are y'all gonna just enjoy your son for a little bit and just kind of cocoon yourselves at home, or do y'all have plans?
I don't have any plan. I mean, I'm gonna take some maternity leave, I think, for like a month or so. Mm-hmm. We don't have any plans past June. Like wide open, for good reason, because I'm a big like goal setter and dreamer, and I have high expectations, like obviously for my business and my artwork and everything. And so like I knew like once this series is out in the world, of course I have ideas for marketing it and stuff, and that's just going to be me on the computer. But outside of that, like trips and other vacations and stuff, no, we're going to be hanging out at home and be working and just be marketing that, and then probably like come like late summer, I'll get back going. Like, I just don't know what to expect, so I don't want to. I don't want to like.
You don't want to sign yourself up for things if you don't know how it's gonna go just yet.
Yeah, because I've heard mixed reviews. Like, after you have a newborn, it's like you're just sitting there and they're sleeping most of the time. So I don't know if I'll want to get in here and paint, because I do have some like further ideas for like a continuing version of the She's Been Everywhere series. And so, I mean, I'll probably sketch and stuff, some ideas while he's sleeping and stuff. I just, no expectations right now, just to spend time with him and kind of learn our new schedules.
Oh yeah, that definitely is an adjustment.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I used to like gawk at people that are like, oh yeah, first trimester so hard, blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I totally get it. Like, mad respect to anybody who's had to carry a child.
Oh yeah, no. After like the minute Penny was born, like the next morning, because like I was just so exhausted all the time, I just couldn't move. I was just like, no, I'm not doing anything. And like the day after she was born, I was like up in my hospital room. I was cleaning, I was straightening my hair, I was doing my makeup. I was like, I have all this energy now.
Yes, oh my gosh. That's awesome. Yeah, I hope that's me, but I'm not expecting it. The cool thing about, like, that's kind of why I started. I mean, obviously when I started my art blog, I didn't realize I was going to be pregnant, later in the year, but I've only had my art blog on my website for like, I think 2 years, or less than that actually. And for me, like, when I was helping out my best friend with her little baby, when he was first born, like, I was able to like schedule the days for painting, and then like when I was watching him, I would schedule like me just writing my blog and stuff. And so I think that will be something I'll really like dive into even further whenever the time comes for me not to. It's really hard for me to like get into the flow of painting if I only have like an hour or two, but I know like it's going to be pretty choppy. So like with these paintings I'm releasing, like I probably spent 6 hours, sometimes 8 hours a day, like literally just sitting and painting these paintings. Each one of them took like a couple weeks of like full 8-hour days. And so it's going to be an adjustment to have like chunks, lesser chunks of time.
Yeah.
Artwork, but I know it'll all come naturally. I mean, it always does. It's what's meant to be right now, so we're looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, you'll adjust how you need to for something that you love doing.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, I know I'm gonna love him, but I love my career as well. So I'm excited to find a tricky balance between the two. If there is a balance, I don't know. But.
Oh, there's a balance. There's definitely a balance. Yeah. It just takes a little bit. But, I mean, that's what we've learned with, our little one, is that trying to get, we just took her to Conroe for her first, like, out-of-town show. And she did really good. She did really good. She loves these shows. And, we're trying, now she's going to be 6 in April. But, it's getting to the show. Like, actually, like, the prepping to getting to the show is the hardest part. Once you're there, that's it. You're good. You're fine. That's like base. You're like, I made it. Let's have fun. But the whole prep to it is the part that's hard.
And the only thing I can compare to that right now is like everything, like for the last 2 weeks, everything I've been doing for this show, like all 10 paintings are done. But I'm going to be releasing the series like a week early to all of my newsletter followers. So I'm going to like obviously do like a virtual thing with them. And so I had never built a website shop before, so I built a website shop, and then Hot Rudge and I've been talking a bunch about videos and stuff, and she sent me this amazing freaking program that I could finally figure out how to edit videos. And so, I mean, most people that know me, I hate videos. That's another reason I started a blog. Because I was like, I can type, but I can't edit videos to save my freaking life. And so I started seeing all Jen's posts, and I was like, you have got to tell me what program you're using. And so she did. And so I ended up spending like 4 days creating this video that's going to be releasing on all of this will come out on my website on April 22nd. That's when it'll want to see the paintings beforehand. Definitely sign up for my newsletter. But man, all of that stuff leading up to it, like once I get to the show and the paintings are hung on that wall, I'm going to be like, finally I can like take a deep breath. It's been a lot of work leading up to it. And I mean, it's been joyful work, but working on the computer it's been a lot of like learning and YouTubing, and it's just like brain dumps every day when I get on this computer trying to figure out how to create landing pages and all this stuff for the series. So, but I just want it to look really professional, and I want like the artwork. which I feel is my best work I've done in my life up to this point. I wanted like the online version of whatever I announced it to be as good as that, as best as I could get it anyway, for, under my own power without having to pay somebody to do it. So it's a one-man band over here. And like I said, once we get up to the day of the show, I just can't wait to see, like, I haven't even put all the paintings like full blown, like on my bed or anything, to see them in person, like all together. Cause I just can't wait for that moment where like they're all hung up and I step back and I get to look at everything and just breathe a little bit.
That's so awesome.
Yes, it's cool.
Let our listeners know how they can sign up for your newsletters. So if there is anybody out here that's listening to us and they want to see all of the collection early, or not going to be able to make it to Roundup and see it in person, let everybody know how they can follow you.
Yes, for sure. So the series itself actually has a private group on Facebook that anybody can join. They just have to request to join. It's called the She's Been Everywhere Man Insiders Group. And you can like scroll through that group and see like all different videos that I've put on there as I was creating the paintings. But my newsletter signup's in there. But the easiest way, if you don't have Facebook, of course, you can go to my website. It's Asphalt Canvas Custom Art. .com, and then anywhere, like there's pages all over my website where you can sign up for my newsletter, so that'll be the best way to go.
Man, that sounds just absolutely awesome. Of course, we're going to be on our trip in New York, and I'm just going to be sitting there on my phone.
We have a lot of friends.
She launched it. We have a
lot of friends going to the show, so we have told everybody that you'll be there, that you'll be having, your debut show, that we want everybody to go by, take a picture. I think we even said that to a bunch of people, that if they went by your booth and took a picture with you, we'd give them a sticker.
Oh my gosh, y'all are like really throwing out those stickers.
Oh, always.
Oh, we like sending out everything.
That's awesome. No, I love that. I'm so excited for your guys' debut on the new podcast too. I've been listening to like the Custom Couple one and the other one that y'all been working on. So
thank you.
Time to put into it. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, we're having a blast with it. We're putting out 2 episodes a week. We're recording 3 a week. We're just absolutely swamped and
behind the scenes. No one sees us falling asleep at like 5 p.m. on the weekend, so it's fine.
Dude, yes. Oh no, I totally hear you. That's exactly what I was just saying. It's like at the triangle. I think Freddie shared it this afternoon on the Pinstripers page. It's like the triangle with like the little tiny iceberg at the top that says like the artwork, and for you guys it's like the podcast, and then like everything under the water is like all this freaking hard work of trying to get it edited and all this content and getting it put out on time, and then like you guys raising a kid and all this other stuff, like, and and then you're married, so you actually have to like go on dates with each other and stuff too.
Oh man, we have barely gotten to that part where we were just like, we finally have figured out like, hey, we need to have a date during the week. So like we used to record 4 to 5 days a week, and I was like, hey, I love you, but like I also don't want to share you with everybody else 5 times a week. Yes. I was like, we need to go on a date.
Yes, Morgan has picked up the slack around here while I'm finishing up the last of this like online stuff, because it is so time consuming, and with my exhaustion levels with like carrying this kid, like it's been tough to balance everything, but he's been such a good guy helping me around the house and picking up the slack where I've dropped the ball many times in the last couple months. So
yeah, what's funny is, we go through that constantly, and, that's part of how this show, like, does the way it does, being able to interview folks like yourself, people that, are in the culture and, making all of these things happen, in the whole realm of customs and art and cars and things like that, finding the balance of family and the entrepreneurship of whatever you're trying to make work and all of that. And what we've come to find out is like, it sounds corny as hell, but even if you have to put it on a calendar and schedule it, date nights are a necessity.
Okay.
And spending time with the family, even if it has to be on the calendar, like I can pencil you in right here that for these 2 hours we're good to go. But like it's absolutely necessary, and those are the things that we've learned in trying to do all of this.
I think that was the funny thing. Well, not the funny, but like it was kind of like a good thing that when Penny got sick, I was like, you know what, this was my sign to slow down, because I was like, no, I have to stay home. Like we didn't have any recordings that week. I just worked and came home, and I was like, no, we're gonna spend time together. And it was like the best time I could have had. Like even though she was sick, it was just like she was like, I just want to cuddle, I just want to stay with you all day. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Like so like it recharged her and me at the same time.
And folks, that is Sama's kryptonite. If you tell her you want to cuddle, she is done. Yeah.
Done. Don't ask me for anything else. I'm like,
she
nope.
will stop what she's doing.
I will drop literally everything. I was like, nope. He would come home. Awesome. He would come home. He's like, hey, you want to go out? Nope, I'm cuddling. You've been saying that all day. I don't care. We're still here.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Well, you say it's corny, but like I'm exactly. I think entrepreneurs in general have to like schedule that kind of stuff. Like I actually have to write the word rest on the days that I'm not working, and then I have to actually figure out like what the hell I'm going to be doing on that day, because I love what I do. And so like what I do used to be what I did on my days of rest. Like I would work at the collision center, and then I come home on the weekends, and on my day of rest I got to paint. And so now it's like this complete reverse cycle where it's like the days of rest, like I can't go in my studio, and I'm like, I need hobbies. Like I need something else besides artwork. Like I was like, I love gardening, so maybe we'll start that. And then like obviously I'm gonna be having a baby, so he can be my hobby on the days I rest. I don't know, but then of course I have cars, and that helps me. That's a good rest thing too. But like when you need to like physically rest, working on a Jeep is not exactly like the most restful thing you can do. So but like I totally get scheduling that kind of stuff. Resting and spending time with family is like it's priority, especially for like the creative realm.
Yeah.
And this series has really given me the opportunity to, like, as a custom artist for the past 4 years, I've been creating artwork for people and been doing it like so joyfully, and like I've been so grateful for all the clients that I've got to serve. But I started noticing in the last like year or so, like my creativity of like just using someone else's ideas to create the work, like it started to kind of drain me, and I was getting so caught up in like project after project after project. I wasn't resting, and I had never heard anything where it said like, oh, rest is actually like you can actually plan rest, and then therefore like your creativity and your work ethic will come back after that, you know. And so when I started thinking about doing this series, I was like, I'm just gonna do this for me. And then, of course, I turned it into this huge thing, which I don't suggest. I was like, I'm just going to paint these couple paintings. And then, like, you know, lo and behold, I have this whole, like, series that's, like, changed my whole life, like, for the better. But, yeah, it's been, like, really cool to try and balance, like, the custom work that I do, and also this new kind of series work that I'll be doing and continue doing, because it really, like, fed my soul. Like, it really helped me in the creative realm be able to talk to clients and actually start feeling like I was my old self again, because I love working with other people's ideas to create artwork, but like, man, if you don't feed your own creativity, you just it's like if you can't pour from an empty cup, you know. It's like that saying. That's how creativity is. I mean, and I feel like it's probably like that for any sort of creativity, not just artistic, you know, like, you know, building a car or fabricating or welding or any of those like things where it takes like your brain power to create something from nothing. Like you've got to have rest to be able to do that. And so this series has definitely helped me with that. And I look forward to seeing what people's reactions are, because it's definitely a different style of work than, I think it's in the same vein of what I've been doing for clients, but it's definitely like my own creativity coming out on on canvas. So it'll be interesting to see people's reactions. I'm excited.
Folks, if y'all listened to our last episode when Kate and Morgan were both on, y'all found out that she is certified as a rat fink artist. Is that correct? Have you done any cool rat finks lately?
That's correct. No, I haven't done any wrappings. It's so weird. I haven't had anybody reach out to me for them, and then I've been so focused on these paintings that I haven't done any for myself. But I did have somebody not too long ago, about a week ago, reach out to me for a possible job for a wrap fink on a cool sign. So yeah, I told him, I was like, man, after April, like probably in May, I could probably kick that one out, and do it for you. But after that, I was like, my poor customers up until this point are just going to have to, I'm going to try and work with them on time frames. But yeah, I definitely can't wait to get back. I love doing the wrap fink stuff. That is so much fun. I feel like sometimes I can paint him in my sleep, but I mean, that's a good thing. It's very like cathartic for me to paint wrap fink. And it was so funny. They were doing my ultrasound. I think it was 2 days ago, and I have like a wrap fink tattooed with like a little pinup girl bandana, like a little chick fink on my hip. And the rad tech, she's like this little like tiny like ditzy little girl. Like I loved her, but you could just tell she's super girly. Had no idea like what that was. And when I lifted my shirt up a little bit, she like jumped back in her chair and she's like, "Whoa, what is that?" She's like, "Is that a rat?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a rat." And I like my face got so red and I was so embarrassed. And I had to like, while she was like showing me our like Orin in my belly, I was like explaining to her what wrap fink was, and it was just really funny. And so she learned something, and it was cool to like talk about that.
That is amazing.
Yeah. And she's all stretched out right now, because my belly's so big, so her ears are like huge. It's a beautiful tattoo. Like I wish I could show it off more, but so like Fink's ears are like massive, and then like her little face. Oh, it's so funny. Hopefully she goes back to normal size after all this is said and done in June.
Oh yeah, I've gotten some questionable tattoos in my life, and yeah, when I had my stomach surgery, yeah, I got some really weird looks from some people in the OR. That was like my last memories before I went to sleep before the surgery.
Was all their faces?
What the hell is that?
I love that, but that's what tattoos are for, though. It's kind of cool because, like, I mean, I think the reason people get tattoos is to like be able to explain like the meaning behind it. And so, even though that was a very weird place to be talking about wrap fink, it was cool to explain that to her, and then I got to talk to her a little bit about my business and stuff. But this was, speaking of the Lone Star Roundup, it's weird how this all comes to fruit, like full circle. This tattoo, my brother has an RF, like a wrap fink tattoo on his bicep. And so right out of college, when I graduated, I decided I was going to do the Lone Star Roundup. I had never done an art show, really, like a professional, like great art show like that. And so I brought all original paintings that were like hundreds of dollars. And then I had a bunch of posters of a wrap fink painting that I did. And it was an expensive weekend because like we had to stay down there in Austin, and of course the vendor space fee and all that. And I paid for my brother and I's food, and he helped me set up and everything. Well, I only sold like $150 worth of wrap fink posters. Like that's all I sold. And I had just been dumped by my ex-boyfriend, and I was so down and dumped, and I was miserable. I was like, I just graduated with this huge like Bachelor of Fine Arts degree, and I was so excited to show the world what I could do, and like nobody walked into my booth, and I only sold like a couple posters of wrap fink. And so my brother was like, let's go get tattoos of wrap fink. And so the night of the Lone Star Roundup, the first time we went is when we went and got these wrap fink tattoos. So they're really special to me. And he has, like I said, he has the one on his bicep, but that works out.
Yeah, that sounds like the terrible times I had in Houston getting tattooed, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, that could be like a whole like show, like a podcast show, which is like bad tattoos or like tattoo story,
I think collectively we have like 4 or 5 matching tattoos. How people were like, don't ever
really?
Yeah, they're like, don't ever get matching tattoos. I'm like, man, every time we went to a show or anything, I was like, let's go get a tattoo.
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
That's awesome. I love that art form.
So do you know that artist from Argentina, Sol Rack, who creates like a bunch of rockabilly, psychobilly? He actually helped create one of the tattoos that I have on my arm, and it's me and him. So it's like his pinup, like how he does like the crazy like eyeliner like all the way up to the sky like mine. And then he made him look like, I'll show you after we're done with this, but he made him like a zombified like skull with a pomp. and it like has it has like two handcuffs and everything together, so it's both of us on my arm.
That is so cool. I love that. I've always wanted to get, like, I don't know if you guys know the little Esso oil drops, like the advertisements.
Yeah.
Like one of their old advertisements is like a boy and a girl oil drop in like a little red convertible, and they're the Esso guys. And I've always wanted to get that because it always reminds me of like me and my husband in the Polera, and I've always wanted to get that as a tattoo. And I like kicked myself for getting this pink on my side. I would have loved to start like a short like rockabilly sleeve and do all that together maybe someday. But I love that kind of stuff.
You know what? I don't have a Ratfink tattoo. I'm probably gonna have to get Kate to commission an artwork
Oh, that
for
would be
me.
so fun.
Oh yeah, she can commission one for us, and then we'll both get it tattooed because I don't have a Ratfink either.
Yeah.
Well, some of my favorite paintings, like actual canvas paintings, have been commissions for tattoos. Like I just recently did one, and it was like two swallow birds, and they were like dancing in between a bunch of like monarch butterflies, and using the alpha enamel on canvas like that, the colors just like super popped. And so I had it all framed, and it's a piece of artwork he's got on his mantle now, and he sent me the sweetest like review after that. But yeah, he has it as a piece of artwork now, and then he took it to his tattoo artist, and he's going to get like a half sleeve of it, and I can't wait to see it. And sometimes it's depressing, but most times it's really cool how they translate like my artwork into like that different medium. It's so fun to watch.
That sounds awesome. Kate, is there anybody that you need to give some shout outs to on our show today?
Oh man, well, I don't have a list like the Work Hard Be Nice guy did. I was thinking about that. I was like, I need to get on my list because he had like a full list, and he's such a nice guy. I just met him for the first time at Top Notch Burgers a couple weeks ago.
He is one of our favorite people.
Yeah, my husband has one of his hats, and I was like, maybe I need to get a hat. I don't know. I'm a bandana girl, but maybe you should make bandanas that say that actually.
Ooh, there you go.
We'll commission that with Thurman, and we'll get a whole line of merchandise along with his hat.
There you go. Awesome. I need to get a cut because it was my idea. No, I'm just kidding.
100%.
No, I would say obviously Morgan has really, he has been a huge help in this series, and talk about behind the scenes, like when you're making art, what people don't understand is like when you're making artwork that comes from your mind and you're going to try and sell it, like you have no guarantee that there's going to be any income, and there is no income while you're making the work. So it's a lot of money going out of the business. And so he's worked his butt off at his job for me to be able to do what I'm doing here with this series in this short period of time. And that's not to say that I'm still not working on commission work, but he's definitely pulled his weight on as far as that goes. And then just being the guy's like so supportive and positive. Like every time I'm a very like realistic / negative thinker, and so having him on my side is like amazing because he's always like, yeah, you're gonna sell paint, like yeah, you're gonna, like he's so positive and he's genuine about it, and I appreciate that very much. But definitely him, and then obviously Trent with Speed and Culture magazine has been a huge. He's kind of the person that lit a fire under my ass to actually make this all happen, because like I said, I was just gonna paint these paintings and like purchase photographs from him and use them as reference. And when I told him about the project, he was like fully on board to incorporate it into their business and publish it in their magazine and do all these things. And so obviously Trent, and then James and Gail at Alpha 6, Enamel, like I said earlier, they've just sponsored the whole series by providing paint for me. And I've been it's been a wonderful experience working with them, and then to be an affiliate with them has been really cool to be able to share like the products that I use with other people that are just getting started and kind of showing them how those all work and what my favorite ones are. That's been so cool to work with them. And then just my family and the big guy upstairs, because I couldn't have done it without, I really couldn't have done this without my faith. So I'm super grateful for family and God.
That is so awesome. We absolutely loved having you on the show today. And folks, please go check out her art, because when she unveils this at Roundup, it's going to be epic, and you're going to not want to miss this. Mm-hmm. So absolutely go check that out. Of course, you can find all of everything that's going on with her coming off of our page when we share all of it for you. Mm-hmm. And if you're listening to this on Apple, go ahead and go on there and give us a 5-star rating and leave us a review. We love that shit. We share the hell out of it. So If you're listening to it on Spotify, you can also leave a 5-star rating, and we will very much appreciate that as well. But in all things custom, keep it cool.
Bing, bang, boom. See you next Tuesday.
Don't say see you next Tuesday.
I can poop anywhere.
We know.